Well. Welcome back to New York Sports WickerMedia. I'm WatchUK99. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch these videos. It is Week 13 in the NFL. It is Thanksgiving week, and it is time to make our confidence picks. So all 32 teams in action this week. So we will be picking 16 games. For anybody who may be new, we don't pick against the spread. We pick winners, or at least we attempt to anyway. So we're going to rank every game from 16 to 1, 16 points. The game we got the most confidence in, down to 1 point. The game we have the least confidence in. Before we do that, we got to hold ourselves accountable as much as this one is going to hurt. How did we do in Week 12? This was our first bad week, probably since September, really. Went just 7-6, 53 points. Houston and Washington just killed me with their losses. I put a lot of points on them. Didn't work out. So for the season, we are 104-62 for an overall record, 983 points. And as far as our overall ranking among all players on ESPN, we dropped 2.7 percentage points down to 83.3. So got to have a little bit of a recovery this week. So let's get to it. As far as the number 16 game, what game do I have the most confidence in? It's going to be the Black Friday game, the Las Vegas Raiders at the Kansas City Chiefs. Last week, you know what? I took a chance on the Raiders that they might actually upset Denver. It went well for a little bit until the quarterback got hurt. And now it looks like Aiden O'Connell will start at quarterback for the Raiders. The Chiefs are getting back Isaiah Pacheco, Charles Omenihu. They will be playing as well. I've already spent enough time on this game. Chiefs win at home, please. Not even a question. Number 15, the Houston Texans at the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm putting confidence in Houston again, even though they burned me hard last week. Trevor Lawrence may return for Jacksonville for this game, but their defense has enormous issues. I think C.J. Stroud really gets it going after a couple of rough weeks. The Jacksonville pass defense is just anemic, just anemic. And Houston, they're 7-5, but they're a weird 7-5. They've lost 3 of their last 4 games. The fact that they actually lost to the Jets is all you need to know. But in those 4 games, they have a +3 turnover ratio. And last week they lost to Tennessee, even though they sacked Will Levis 8 times and scored on a pick 6. They're just a weird team, but they're going to win in Jacksonville. Number 14, I'm going to take the first game of the week, the Thursday matinee, you might say, between Chicago and Detroit. Bears have lost 4 straight. I'm taking Detroit. Now, Caleb Williams is playing a little bit better as of late, but you know, you got to give Detroit all the credit in the world. They have progressed from just the opening act on Thanksgiving to the main event. They're 10-1. The offense averages over 32 points per game. They've scored 42 points or more in each of their last 3 home games. Now, David Montgomery and Amon-Ra St. Brown are currently questionable for this game, but you still have that top-notch offensive line. Probably, I think, the best offensive line pretty much in all of the NFL. The defense hasn't allowed a touchdown since November 10th. Oh, and on the other side, since the start of Week 8, Chicago's defense has given up more yards than any other team in the NFL. Detroit's not blowing this game on Thanksgiving in front of the whole country. Number 13 is the OJ Bowl, San Francisco at Buffalo. I'm taking the Bills at home. Now, the health of Brock Purdy, the 49ers quarterback, is going to be a key. He threw only 1 pass in practice on Wednesday. If he plays, they might stay in this game. If he doesn't, I think it's blowout city. I just think the Niners, as disappointing as it's gone for them this year, they're about to fall off a cliff, especially if they don't win Sunday. They just look very, very vulnerable right now. And the Bills look like they're just clicking right now as they're coasting to another AFC Eastern Division title. What can you say? Number 12, let's go AFC. Let's go NFC South, actually. Tampa Bay at Carolina. So the Buccaneers snapped a 4-game losing streak by routing the hapless Giants. Now they're going on the road in a division game, and you got to give Carolina credit. They are showing some fight. That's more than I could say about a lot of teams right now. The Panthers nearly defeated Kansas City last week. Bryce Young is doing better. He's not turning the ball over as of now. But here's my biggest issue. Carolina still has the worst run defense in the league. Now they got to stop Irving and White. I just don't think they're going to be able to do it. I'm taking Tampa Bay on the road. Number 11, the Miami Dolphins at the Green Bay Packers on Thursday night. The weather, well, it's calling for snow. There you go. Wind chill expected to be around 10 degrees. The Packers have ruled out a couple of players like Romeo Doubs, Jair Alexander, Edgerrin Cooper, their linebacker, will be out. But, Jordan Love is coming off his first interception-free game of the year. Now, I think Tua will put some numbers up. 11 touchdowns, 1 interception since he came back. But Tua, there's 2 issues with Tua. He has never really shown he could beat good teams on the road. And the weather is going to be sub 40. And Tua is 0-7 when the temperature is below 40 degrees. Green Bay just seemed to get it going on offense against San Francisco. If this game was in Miami, I think I might pick the Dolphins to win, but I got to go Green Bay. Number 10, we're going to do the last Thanksgiving game right now, the New York Giants at the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys coming off a dramatic win in Landover, Maryland last week. The Giants are coming off increasing ineptitude. It looks like it's going to be Drew Lock at quarterback, Tommy DeVito with a pretty serious forearm injury. Now, look, I know Dallas has been terrible at home. They haven't won a game at AT&T Stadium all year. No Jake Ferguson at tight end. That hurts also. But the Giants are just a cesspool of stink right now. You've got a rookie wide receiver calling out his team for being soft as F. Unbelievable. And the coaching staff actually lets him get away with that. If I was Brian Daboll, I'd sit him for the first quarter this week. But here's what the game really comes down to. I think it's about pass protection. Which of these offensive lines will keep their backup quarterback upright? Okay, I think who does that likely wins. Here's the thing. The Giants have allowed 34 sacks for the year. Last week, Micah Parsons had 8 tackles and 2 sacks, taking Dallas. Number 9, the Seattle Seahawks against the just beloved New York Jets. Oh, great. They're back on the field. Now, the biggest argument I'm hearing for the Jets is that this is a trap game for Seattle. They're making the 3,000-mile trip in between 2 division games against the Cardinals. Well, the Jets are coming off a bye, and they almost always lose after coming off a bye. The Seattle defense has been getting better by the week. They basically shut down Arizona last week. And Breece Hall may not play with a knee injury. That's another blow to the Jets. It's a game where if the Jets had any Coyotes, I think I would probably pick them. I picked them against Indy. I'm not making the same mistake. Give me Seattle. Number 8, the LA Chargers of San Diego, California at the Atlanta Falcons. I'm taking the Chargers on the road. The Falcons are coming off a bye. I know the Chargers have a bit of a short week on the road. I just have expected a lot more from the Atlanta defense this season. I think Justin Herbert and another one of the best offensive lines in the NFL have enough. I don't like playing on the road. Yes, J.K. Dobbins is out. He's week to week with an MCL injury. I think Gus Edwards finds the end zone for the Chargers. It's really more of a knock on the Atlanta defense more than anything else in this game. Number 7, the Tennessee Titans at the Washington Commandskins. Tennessee coming off that impressive road win against Houston. I wonder if they basically let it all out in that game. Are they going to get as amped up again for a road game against an NFC team? I don't know. I think that might have been Tennessee's last stand. Washington, they lost a home game to Dallas last week. They've dropped 3 straight. They've got a bye, which they need after this one. But you know what? They need a turnaround. I don't have a lot of confidence in them, but I think they're good enough where they're going to be able to win this one. Number 6, the Monday night game, Cleveland at Denver. Well, a lot of people are picking Denver. I'm going to do the same, but I'm not as confident as others. I just have this refusal to believe in Bo Nix and that offense. I just refuse to believe in it. I don't know. They're playing well, but how good are they really? Well, the Browns are rested after upsetting the Steelers last Thursday, and that should help. But you know what? The Broncos, here's what I give them credit for. The offense has not turned the ball over in 3 games. In that time, Bo Nix, 8 touchdowns, no interceptions, sacked only 4 times. But Myles Garrett, he has 6 sacks in 3 games. He can mess things up. But Denver is playing a very dynamic defense. I think that causes issues for Jameis Winston. I think Cleveland's going to be hard-pressed to score 14 points in offense in this game. So I will take Denver at home. Number 5, the Arizona Cardinals at the Minnesota Vikings, 2 real wild card contenders here. Arizona coming off a rough loss to Seattle, while Minnesota is playing at home for the first time in 3 weeks. Arizona, they struggled on offense. Kyler Murray was sacked 5 times. Now you're facing the Brian Flores defense in Minnesota. That blitz rate, that pressure, I'm going to take Minnesota to win. Number 4, I was struggling with this one. The Indianapolis Colts at the New England Patriots. I'm taking the Colts, but here's the thing. The Patriots, I know they're coming off 2 bad losses. I just don't know how much the Patriots have left to give. But the Colts, they didn't play very well on offense last week at all. I guess the Anthony Richardson breakout game against the Jets was slightly exaggerated. But I think one thing the Colts have to do, they have to reestablish Jonathan Taylor as a threat in the running game. He's done very, very little in the month of November. He's got to get it going again. I think somehow Jonathan Taylor has a rebound game. So that's why I'm taking Indy in this one. Number 3, this is going to be a fun one. The Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm taking Cincinnati. Yeah, I feel very weird ever taking Cincy over Pittsburgh, but I'm going to do it. Pittsburgh lost to the Browns in the snow last Thursday. The defense, I thought, really let them down in that game. Now they got to deal with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and the rest of that Cincy offense. But look at the Pittsburgh offense, where they are. I know they're going against the Cincinnati defense that has not been good this year. But Russell Wilson and company, they have stalled over the last 2 weeks. They're averaging 18.5 points and 2 offensive touchdowns per game. Cincy is coming off their bye week. And you know what? Cincy's got to run the table if they're going to make the playoffs. And that defense has to start stepping up. Coming off the bye, I think they will. And look at Cincinnati's schedule after this. Dallas, Tennessee, Chicago, and Denver. If Cincinnati can win this game, watch out. And I don't know about you. I would much rather see Joe Burrow in the playoffs than, Anthony Richardson and Bo Nix. Oh, my gosh. I want Cincy to get a wild card berth at this rate. I really do. Number 2, the LA Rams at the New Orleans Saints. I'm going to go with an upset. I'm picking the Saints in this one. Rams coming off a bad loss to the Eagles. Saints coming off their bye. Saints have won 2 straight games kind of quietly to keep them alive. The loser of this game is likely going to be done. But the running games for both teams, I think, are going to mean everything. When the Saints allow 100 rushing yards or more, they're 1-5. And the Rams are also 1-5 when they rush for under 100 yards. So who wins that battle? Well, here's one more thing to look at. The Rams just gave up 314 yards on the ground to Philly. Okay? I know it was Saquon Barkley, but Alvin Kamara is pretty dang good too. So I'm taking the Saints at home to stay alive one more week. And then my number 1 game, the game of the week, it's the Battle of the Birds, the Philadelphia Eagles at the Baltimore Ravens. I'm very glad this game is going to be televised nationally. 2 dynamic offenses, the 2 best running backs in the world right now, and it's not even close. There are only 7 teams in the NFL, though, with defenses allowing under 100 rushing yards per game, and 2 of them are playing in this game. How cool is that? Now, Buffalo has the better run defense. Philly has the better pass defense. It's a very tight game no matter what you do. I'm going to go with Baltimore for 2 reasons. One, they're home, and I'm taking Lamar Jackson over Jalen Hurts at this particular point in the game. But, yeah, that's a game I'm very much looking forward to watching. All right, those are my picks. A couple things. If you're brand new to the channel, please like and subscribe. We're so close to getting to 1,000 subscribers. That'd be a huge milestone for us to cross. And also be watching for the Jets-Seahawks preview video that will be out by Thursday night, and also the 5 bold predictions and score prediction for Jets versus Seahawks. Everybody, as it is Thanksgiving morning, everybody have a very happy Thanksgiving and Black Friday, and I will see you right back here with more content from you know where, the Wicker Chair.